Now it is time to listen to our keynote speaker. To deliver the keynote, we have with us Ms. Christina Scott, who is the Managing Director of Beyonder Limited and DigiLoop Limited. Beyonder is a Glasgow-based textile manufacturer specializing in prototyping, sampling, and short production runs for ethical designers. She founded Beyonder in early 2013 as a profit-for-purpose organization and was one of the first employers to commit to the Glasgow living wage. Chrissy's vision for Beyonder is a collaborative and supportive organization which will inspire both new business startups and scale-ups focused on SDGs to adopt a global perspective in all their business activities while retaining the sensitivity to the needs of the local communities. Beyonder is committed to working towards a fully inclusive circular economy model. The blend of ethical entrepreneurship, environmental friendly product manufacturing, and employee-centered business leadership, which she has brought to Beyonder, is well received in the growing community of independent designers who are attracted to the values of Beyonder. Let me proudly invite Ms. Christina Scott for her keynote address.
Good day and good evening to you all. It is with great privilege that I deliver today's keynote talk on SDG2. I am delighted that you are giving your time to joining us for today's presentation, of which I know will be hugely informative and will leave us all with many actions to carry forward. My name is Christina Scott, and as well as the founder of Beyonder Limited, I'm also the founder of a not-for-profit charity called Beyonder Involve, focused on education and manufacturing, and the founder of DigiLoop Limited, a profit impact business portfolio. As you know, the focus for SDG2 is to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. No mean feat, you may add. There are some that would say that the UN SDGs are not fully restorative or regenerative, and I would have to agree in part. However, I do believe the SDGs are an excellent starting point as a working framework, citing huge global goals and with indicators to allow us globally and locally to work together to tackle each indicator point and support the underpin of how we ensure we fully tackle these goals. How can it be today, in today's world, with all of our riches, do we still have people living in poverty, such as in the UK, either homelessness or having to choose between heating and food, right through to famine, rife in Yemen, Madagascar, and Ethiopia, to name a few? Will this ever end? Well, I believe it begins and ends with culture and action. SDG2 is, as is all the goals, significantly important, and the world as we know has always known food insecurity through centuries as societies develop, as do chasms of inequality. Time has never been more of the essence, as we have to date the largest global population, and with that brings huge challenges in our collective work towards zero hunger. This is where I ask all of us today to make it our collective mission to work towards zero hunger for all. Now, I can't do this on my own, and neither can you, and neither can we all here just collectively do it. But through everyone we meet, everyone we are connected to, we can and will weave all the SDGs as they, like us, are interconnected to build and shape the culture needed to work towards zero hunger. And that everyone that we know of, no one goes hungry. And someone at 6 degrees of separation will have you know that everyone is connected to someone somehow. So how do we grow? How do we eat? Well, unless we are consciously aware of how our biosphere works and how interdependent ecosystems thrive, which include us, then not much will change. So please ask yourself, what are you doing to support zero hunger, and can you do more? And or can you encourage others to do more? That is the ripple effect that we are seeking. I am sure you have all heard the quote, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Well, therein lies part of the problem. We need to have a full focus on humanity, not just man. We need to ensure all voices are heard, specifically those of whom this affects directly. It is not enough to empower others. Indeed, empowering of others is still led by ego. We need to work in cooperation, in partnership, side by side, sharing skills, knowledge, and innovation as to how to tackle such unnecessary trauma as hunger. In the words of the great Vandana Shiva, who's also known as the Gandhi of grain and is a true of over 40 years eco-warrior goddess, the growth, next slide please, the growth of the market cannot solve the very crisis it creates. This is where we step back and look at the macro picture of our world and see how much big business is very much destroying what we thrive from. Combined with climate change, inflexible government and policies, agencies that still work in silos, there is not one nation in the world getting this right so far. This is where I believe, through GCPIT, we can be truly effective. This is where the real beauty of innovation lies. To be able to develop business that does not exploit people or planet, but indeed works specifically for them and is prosperous in return, where we can reinvest in our local communities to eradicate hunger. Is it possible, you may ask, that big business can be effective for the planet? Well, I believe yes. If we can allow big business to grow so rapidly that only a few benefit, then surely we can learn from the ages and power a new way through using business in reverse. Some people would refer to it as triple bottom line business. However, I believe this is where business has fallen down as we were trying to limit themselves and didn't focus on true abundance. And for the many approach, it's always been for the few. And I think that's why we don't hear so much about triple bottom line businesses so much anymore. That, and with the amount of greenwashing and social washing going on, we need to be more vigilant and accountable as ever. From localised farming to agri-tech, the world is alive with solutions that can take the learning from the past and the current and apply it now for a humanitarian approach so that the many, not the few, can not just survive, but thrive. Every action, no matter how small, is an action towards zero hunger. I will share with you for myself and our organisations as to what we are at and what we are doing in this challenge. Our not-for-profit, Beyond It Involve, already provides pro bono services to our local communities. We have now recently partnered with Positive Planet UK, who are part of Positive Planet International, to work on a textile project that will, when it goes global, work towards food security for Senegal, Mali and Madagascar. I can't speak about the next phase yet openly as it's still in the early stages, but one of my amazing advisors at Digiloop has partnered us with a finance company in India where our non-profit Beyond It Involve will partner with an agri-tech project which will yield solutions in food security, job creation, community development and regeneration. And lastly, being very thankful being part of the GCPIT network. We have also recently partnered with some of our network at GCPIT to bring in our wider network to focus on waste plastic solutions. How might that work in the fight against world hunger, you might ask? By creating sustainable jobs in a nation that is currently undergoing massive employment due to the pandemic. So, it's really all about collaborating and it's about bringing different industries and working together, working cooperatively. We can and we will do this. Next slide, please, Mishma. So in the words you see, next slide again, sorry. So in the words you see on screen from the great Amartya Sen, there is always enough food to eat. The challenge is upon us all as to how we ensure fair distribution and access. So, here is my call to action for you today. Next slide, please. If you can see, if not, I will copy and paste it in the chat box when I come off our talk. What I would like for us all to do today is go to the dashboard for the UN SDG Index And I want you to get yourself familiar with it. If you already are, fantastic. It is a wealth of information. But as you can see from the slide listed, there is not one nation getting this right. We all, thank you, David, we all have work to do. Please feel free to explore. Look at the ratings, click into the trends and get deeper. Go to where you live. Go to the heart of your nation. Where are you? What are you doing? What more can you do? Connect with others, speak to others, action with others. So look at your nation and see what more are you going to do to contribute. Let's keep on going as together we can through GCPIT and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Chrissy, for opening the session on such an inspiring note. And thank you so much for all your support to GCPIT.